The three things I'm looking for when I'm picking my team are clean kicks, quick hits, and players that are with the shits. Okay?
Yes! Let's go, baby! When you play against like lesser competition, you want to dominate and show you I'm your daddy. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when Jonathan last night had his girl over and he's like, look, you want to dominate the competition. It's like, hey, I'm your daddy.
Welcome to the Chunky Boy watch along, the Hate to Pile On. Today I'm with a special guest, Eric. Eric, how you doing this morning?
I'm all right, CJ. How's it going, man?
Hey, I am doing good. Unlike Brighton right now with that missed opportunity right close to the goal to get an early point there. But Premier League is back, baby. We had City play yesterday. We had Arsenal this morning. It feels good for some footy action to be back. How do you feel about it?
Always good to be back in the Premier League. Feel like they got some. Again, it's going to be a tight race at the top, I think. Again, Man City have just went off in trouble, but I think there's some pretty good action up there. But again, at the very bottom of the table as well, there's going to be plenty of action about who's going to go down this season. So I'm happy for the people that were promoted. Again, Everton just got a shot on target, and we have our first real chance for Everton as well, who I think might be relegated this season. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes for them today against Fulham.
Yeah, last year we had, I think it was the first time in about 14 years, we had every team who got promoted stay up. And so we had some fresh blood come up, but fresh blood go down as well. And so with that, Southampton obviously was the very bottom of the table. Then we had, who was it?
You had Leicester, which was, again, I think one of the biggest.
The shocks, kind of.
Yeah. Just coming off only was it, 6-7 years prior to that, they were winners of the league. And then Leeds United, again, they had all the flashes in the pan, but every one of their games ended with, 5-4, 4-5, 3-6. They all had some crazy scores. They were letting in too many goals. That was a problem. So that's what led the Leeds to go.
No, I agree. Leicester, Southampton, and I want to say who's the third?
Leeds.
That's right. Leeds, USA. I mean, that's tough. Now they're losing most of their team due to their relegation clause, so that's going to be a tough scenario. Maybe, they might be able to keep Tyler Adams with the Chelsea deal falling through, but a lot has happened in this offseason, and we'll definitely talk about it throughout the stream. But Yeah, if you guys are new here, make sure you follow, like, subscribe here on YouTube and Twitch. Drop your we answer comments. So if you guys want to talk to us, who your favorite club is. I am a Tottenham Hotspur fan, and Eric here is a Manchester United guy. So we'll definitely answer questions and we'll talk. That's what we'll do throughout this stream. I'm watching Brighton Luton right now. We're in the 7th minute.
Just went over the bar.
And you're watching the Fulham game?
Nope, Brighton Luton.
Okay. What's your timestamp?
All right, let's see. I'm going to count it down. 8:04, 5, 6.
Oh, jeez.
7.
I am 10 seconds behind you.
This guy.
This is not good. This is not good for me.
That's going to be fun.
Let me see what I can do to load up real quick.
I'll see how often I can just hold my composure for 10 seconds.
That's a long time, though. I'm a person it's tough to hold his composure, so I won't.
High-speed internet, bro.
Yeah. I'm taxing my internet right now. I'm not even going to hold you. All right, let's see what I can do. I do have to say, though, the way Brighton plays last year, how fast-paced they were attacking, I just love how they played. I was like, wow, like this could be a team that I follow. So, but unfortunately, I chose a team where I followed my heart because I was, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to even talk about it right now. I can't even talk about it.
You got to bring it up. I'm not going to bring it up. You can bring it up.
It's still so raw. Like waking up this morning and seeing the videos of, I can't even say his name right now. I just can't, but it is hard. It is hard to talk about for me. But it's been a rough morning. I mean, it was back and forth. Didn't know if it was going to happen. Didn't know if it was going to happen. And then it just happened. And it was just like, oh, the final blow. And it's just like, I don't know.
Transfers happen, man.
It does. I mean, it's about time. Like I've learned that like 5 years ago or a couple years ago now, he could have went to City, but he didn't really press to go to City hard, and they wound up signing Holland, and look how that's working out for them.
Yep.
So that's
worked as well. Two goals yesterday. So that's all he needed.
Yeah.
Start the route, going for the golden boot again after setting. What did he have? 30 something last year. 35.
He had like 30. I want to say 38, 33 maybe goals in the Premier League, but I think he finished with like 51 in all competitions.
I think 52 all competitions, 36 for the Premier League. So that's almost one a game. I mean, that's gonna seal it every time for you. I don't know who's going to be the main person going against them now that he who shall not be named is out at Bayern now. So, again, who else is going to put up close to 20, 25 goals to compete with him? I don't know if there is somebody in the Premier League currently, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, it should be interesting. I don't know. And then, like, a guy that I kind of thought would be who has that capability, I would say, is Alexander Mitrovic for Fulham, but obviously there's rumors. I don't know if the transfer has gotten approved to him going to Saudi Arabia yet, but I know that Saudi is swarming Fulham team for a couple players right now to try to get him off the books. Which I need to look at the Fulham starting Excel and see if he started.
Yeah. Again, Mitrovic is on the bench for Fulham, so again, it's not going through if he's sitting on the bench at the moment. So
yeah.
We'll see if he has an impact on this Everton. Again, Everton playing at home today, getting 0-0 at the 12-minute mark. I still don't think they have enough flair to stay up this season, so it'll be interesting to see how they, again, go against the Tottenham. Fulham's always had a decent midfield ever since coming back up, so we'll see if they can continue to, again, like you said, if they don't have Mitrovic up top, who are they going to send in to start attacking for him? They have, Raul Jimenez, who they signed from Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Oh,
That's a good pickup for him.
That is a good pickup. I didn't realize they signed him.
We got to see if he gets back to his 2019-2020 form before he had his injury. So if he's at that form, Fulham's going to stay up. It's going to be decent for him. They should, finish mid-table comfortably. So we'll see how he progresses this season.
Yeah, we shall see. Because, that's the thing, too, right? Like, there's, the philosophies of – we was talking about transfers. We could talk a little about transfers, right, and the philosophy behind it. Like, where you got your big clubs obviously going to make big splashes, trying to make record deals with, Arsenal and Man City. Man City's, spent, 434 million euros or pounds since 2019 just on defenders alone, which is insane. And Burnley is spent 365 million pounds in their entire career as a club on players.
Yep, that yesterday,
and which is insane. But oh my gosh, which is insane amount of money. But it's just that shows you kind of the difference of having a big club and that money resources and being good for so long. But then it's also you can be good with not spending a lot of money. And I think Fulham has been savvy, and they've they are a club that kind of goes up and down quite a bit, but they're up for a second consecutive year, which is good. So it's okay, how can we make this a third? And I think obviously, so when you start to lose some of your key pieces that made you a really good team, that's what's going to hurt. And so, I don't know. It is tough. What do you think a club needs to start transitioning from a small club to a medium-sized club to a large club? Who thinks next? Obviously, I think I have an idea who I think the next large club has that capability to be. But who do you think, or how do you think that can work?
It's a combination of, again, always got to deliver on the pitch. If you're winning games, you'll get that match day revenue. You'll get the commercial dollars that, again, every Premier League team gets. And I think that if you can get some big sponsorship deals because you win, that's where you're going to get that money from as well. But again, ownership's been the biggest thing, has been the quickest way to getting into that top four. Look at Newcastle, who just got bought out, I think it was a season and a half ago, by some Middle Eastern conglomerate. So if that happens, you get that inflow of money. You can spend however you want to, right? I think that very first transfer window, they didn't spend much, but it was a progression over the next 2 or 3 where they just bought in some of the top tier players. Again, Alexander Isak is a top player that I think is going to be wonders for them for the next 5 years. That could easily be up there as a Golden Boot participant for this season and the next few seasons if they do that. So again, ownership is the biggest thing. That's the fastest thing. Again, we're talking about Tottenham might be up for sale soon. Liverpool had talked of being sold. Manchester United have had problems being sold over the past year. It's been so again, ownership is a real reason for it. But again, I think being able to have a strong class of players that you can make some revenue off of as well. Again, Southampton have continually been the farming team of the league because they've had top tier players all the time. They just get poached every year, but they have such a good academy and a good scouting system that allows them to fill those gaps and keep them up for long enough to be hey, we can still make this, Premier League revenue money. And that's what you need, right? You need to take that revenue that the Premier League gives you, all the commercial rights that you get, just keep building out your savings, right? Just like anybody else. And then when it's time to splash for the big players, splash for the big players. When it's time to upgrade your academy, your facilities, do that, get that match day revenue up and continue on with that until you can, again, hopefully fight for mid-table and then get into those European spots where you can get more, revenue on that end too.
No doubt. I think Newcastle is the new, I would say the new big team, but they are the team I feel that are going to be approaching that big club status because obviously, like you said, with the ownership having the deep pockets and willing to spend, that's a huge thing. You're having your ownership willing to spend, but then it's okay, if you're willing to spend, you got to make sure you can produce. And so that's the next thing. So obviously now Newcastle is going to be on All or Nothing this season. So I'm excited for that to drop. All or Nothing is, it's the hard knocks of the Premier League or just soccer in general.
And Newcastle are the total opposite of the Jets, who are on Hard Knocks this year. So we'll see how that goes.
So I'm excited for it, and I love that you can watch the full season go down. Obviously, we know like Newcastle had a really good season getting into Europe, so that was great for them.
Champions
and so
League
it should be fun.
After.
Yeah, and so it's like really exciting. I'm excited to watch everything go down this year, and all or nothing to see behind the scenes of it, because I think they are, and they're a fun team to watch. Like. They did lose a few key players, but they also made a big splash to get who was the big signing? It was
Newcastle recently signed what's his name? Tino Livramento.
Yes.
Defender from Southampton. Again, like I said, Southampton just got relegated, but they have all the class players on there. Again, same thing with James Ward-Prowse that wants to be sold or could easily be sold. I think back to Luke Shaw, who was at Southampton in 2013, 2014 when Manchester United bought him, and now he's the top starting left back for United for a decade later. So again, Livramento will be fine for Southampton, and I think that again they had a couple smaller signings. They had Harvey Barnes from Leicester. They did that a couple weeks back. Again, that's a big pickup for them. Again, another Leicester got relegated. Who can we make some money because we're not going to have that same amount of Premier League cash flow that we can get? Let's sell off somebody for what was it reported 42 million euros. Again, that's going to bring in a nice chunk of change for them. That again, I think Leicester have enough people to get back up very quickly, but it's never promised. So again, make the money where you can now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Guys, if you're enjoying what we do, make sure you are following and subscribing here on Twitch and YouTube. We appreciate this. We'll have watch-alongs all season long with more people, more exciting things. We will celebrate goals here, okay? Whenever we see a goal, we will celebrate a dance. We'll have a little dance cam and have some fun because goals are fun, and you want to celebrate the goals because, why not have fun on stream? Also, we will have college football, American football, if depending on where you are watching. We will have those watch-alongs as well, starting in September, Labor Day weekend. We will have Colorado versus TCU and South Carolina versus North Carolina at 7:30. So we'll be up at 12 o'clock that day, and then take a little break, and then we'll come back for some light action with North Carolina, South Carolina, which is going to be a big time matchup as well. Let's see. The championship has started. I want to kind of look at the standings and the results for the first week or two. Actually, there's some games on right now.
Hey, shout out! Just wanted a quick shout out to my man Weston. Weston's my boy right now, so I just want to say what's up to him.
What's up, Weston, man? I hope you are doing well, man. Let's see. So obviously this morning we had Coventry 3-0 victory over Middlesbrough.
That's so surprising, man. Michael Carrick taking that team from nobodies to somebody's, very close to being promoted last season to the Premier League. Middlesbrough, again, I think they won their first matchup last weekend, but this weekend, dropping the ball against Coventry. Come on, man. You gotta, if y'all want to get back, y'all gotta stay strong at the very first 2 or 3 games of the season. You gotta start strong. Stay preseason for.
And it's a long, grueling season. I really watched the championship last year. I watched the most expensive game. Like the intensity these players have, and it's just, and it's way fun. Like a lot of attacking football is when you see teams who make it up. Like obviously with Nottingham Forest a couple years ago, like they had a very exciting brand of football, which got them. They were confident in their play, and they tried to translate to the Premier League as much as they could. I mean, it was good enough to win, enough to stay out of relegation zone. But I don't know. It's something about the championship that's just like that brand of football I just really love. Watford Plymouth is 0-0. Southampton, I think, just scored over Norwich City in a penalty in the 21st minute.
I think they're 1-1.
Adam Armstrong. Shout out to U.S. men's national soccer team, Josh Sargent. who scored in the 7th minute today for Norwich. So love seeing him start to score some goals to start the season. I guess I haven't seen him with the team since the World Cup, because I don't think he got drawn for the CONCACAF Cup. I don't think.
Yeah, for CONCACAF League Cup, I haven't seen him there. Yeah, so there's been a few championship level players that didn't get caught up for either of the World Cup or the CONCACAF Cup that we had just a few months ago. So it's been interesting to see how they've been, just doing their best to just grind out in the championship. Again, championship, because there are 24 teams, there's 46 games throughout the season versus the 38 in the Premier League. So you're going every week, all day, every day. You don't have European cups to play for. You sometimes are in, the League Cup, the FA Cup, so you're hoping that. But besides that, your whole focus is on 46 games of just straight, hey, these other teams that all they want to do is get into the next league. That's all they want to do.
Yeah.
Sheffield Crystal Palace, goal taken off of Crystal Palace after an offside. Looked like VAR not needed. All you needed was a linesman.
Man, VAR has been such a fun topic of discussion, obviously last year, but this season in the MLS, especially the League Cup, because Liga MX's teams seem to really not agree with a lot of the calls that are not going their ways, and I feel like it's almost slanted against them. Let me ask you this. It's not Premier League, but we have been watching League Cup action lately, and for MLS versus the Liga MX. How do you feel that tournament's gone? Do you think it's been a good thing for both leagues, or you just think it's kind of something just throughout the wall?
No, it's doing what it's meant to do, bringing together essentially three countries of, again, the U.S., Mexico, and Canada with we have three Canadian teams in the MLS, maybe two. But again, it's done that great job. You got to see them across the United States with all the games being played around here. I think it's been great. There's no doubt some kind of bias to try to make sure that Messi has the greatest time of his life while he's been here. Again, on fire. Again, shout out to Charlotte FC, repping them today. But again, a loss against Messi and the Inter Miami. But again, I think it's doing what it's meant to be doing and bringing a lot of teams together, bringing a lot of eyes to it. Again, right there, Apple TV, no hashtag not sponsored, but it is going to be one of the main things that people can display their youth system as they want to, as well as being able to actually win some solid road games. Again, a lot of teams, everyone gets the same amount of road games and home games each season, but those extra away games, you have to be able to test yourself on the road more often than you're at home, right? Because when it comes to the playoffs time, again, you're going to have to be playing away. So this mid-season, again, it's very similar to what the Premier League does, as the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup. So again, those mid-season tournaments, those type of things you want to do, again, as MLS play is just stopped on hold, that's what the kind of stuff you want to see is during this tournament is, again, the grit, the determination, be on TV, get those eyeballs going, and again, show off who your team is as a whole, especially if you're playing on the road.
Yeah, and I think it's been good. Obviously for Charlotte, we kind of needed this. Like, obviously I was dreading it because of, it was like, whatever, who cares? The way we
poor form leading up to it.
Right. But, this cup, we got to the final eight, the lead eight, the quarterfinals, whatever you want to call it. And by grit, and because it wasn't pretty most of the time, but I think we established a star in the making for this team, and Patrick Anjibon, who has just the physicality. He just can't stop scoring goals. And I just think that he's put together some good performances to where, I think he's earned the trust of the fans and possibly even the coach to start and get more minutes, because the young man he's nice. He brings an energy. He brings a presence to the field when he comes on. And it's just, obviously he put a rabbit on his hat a few times, to be honest, because he's coming in like last 10 minutes, last 15 minutes, 20 minutes at times. It was like, hey, how about if we can start this from the beginning? Maybe we can get out to some leads and possibly keep it. Like, I like his physicality, and we drafted him, and that's really cool. I like what Ben Bender brings to the table, but I just feel like we're just not finding the right mesh of players yet. Like, we're trying to see who has the talent, who can do stuff, produce, and I think we're just throwing a lot of stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. I think we're starting to see the team shape up, but we just still have to figure out our back line.
Yep, Christian Latanzio's made some what fans would call questionable decisions, some starting lineups, delays, and some type of substitutions that are needed throughout the matches. But again, Patrick Agyemang is definitely somebody that I wanted to see around for a long time. He's been doing well in the Crown Legacy and the MLS X Pro, and now all we have to do is make sure that he gets his good, strong minutes during the regular MLS season. As it comes up, we come to the second half of things, get plenty of games to be won. Again, we dropped the ball leading up to, I think, those last 6 games leading into the League Cup has been dreadful, really. Too many draws, not enough production, too many goals being missed, too many goals being let in. Again, that defense just isn't doing well enough. But again, signed another couple of 30-year-old players in the midfield that hopefully should protect the defense. I don't know how they're meant to do that. But again, Bronico had a decent game last night. Still don't think he should be our main defensive midfielder, sometimes being played at a left back or left center back at times.
Yeah.
But again, there's a combination that we just haven't found out yet. Again, I think we have some fight in us. Again, going to the home games here in Charlotte are always fun, but I think there's just some chemistry that's just still lacking that I think is going to take another season to get through. But again, hopefully we can finish the season strong now that the MLS, the Leagues Cup run is over for us. But
yeah,
we'll see how it goes for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think we do have something there. And it always seems it takes us run, because like last year we also finished strong. And so it seems to take us almost all of the year, but the last month or two to figure it out. And sometimes you got to figure this shit out way sooner. But luckily with the League Cup, it kind of expedited a little bit to possibly help us go on another run. Because I think next time we see Miami at home, I think. Or I guess the next time we do play Miami first at Miami. But we'll get an opportunity to right those wrongs, because I think if Agyemang is in the starting lineup and then with our new guys, hopefully, adding to the team and making us more dangerous, it should be fun. So, but anyways, enough of MLS. We'll talk about more MLS later. Welcome if you're new to the stream. If you like what we do our morning watch-alongs for footy action all season long. Today we're watching Brighton and Luton. Also, I got a little side eye on Everton versus Fulham right now. We talk some footy. If you let us know your favorite clubs down in the comments, we respond. We'll highlight you on the screen as well. Let's have a good time. Have some fun. We will celebrate goals. So if whatever this game has a damn goal, 30 minutes in, we will celebrate, have some fun. It's been some good action, some close games. Obviously, it's the first game of the season for a lot of first regular season game for the clubs. Obviously, with some of the preseason action. I can't remember. I know Fulham was in the USA tournament. Obviously, everyone goes everywhere to go for preseason action to try to get their teams warmed up. So
that was a very big change. A whole dedicated Premier League USA summer action series that they had. I think every team played, I want to say 3 matches at least. So it was a very fun series that we had. A few of the teams that you're seeing today. We had the Fulhams, we had the
Chelsea,
Castles, the Chelseas. It was very good. I think Manchester United, Arsenal were in their own preseason matches across the USA as well. So those were fun for people to get to go see.
Yeah.
Closest we had a couple on the East Coast here in the I think Miami. They had them in
DC,
Philadelphia. So a lot of East Coast action. Had a few in Texas. West Coast didn't get as much love as they would like to, but of course that's every season, either East Coast, West Coast, they get their pick of the game. So
I think the West Coast got it was Milan versus I want to say who was it? Valencia, I think. I think they had some serious action.
yeah, I think they did because they have again they don't start their season until next weekend. I want to say same thing with the Bundesliga. They don't start till next week. Again, he who shall not be named has a chance to win his first trophy in a while with Bayern Munich today. So we'll see how that goes. Again, I think that kicks off around noon or 12:30 Eastern. So.
Yeah. I am excited to watch the Bundesliga. So, yeah, last year, obviously, so here's the story. So last year was my first year really diving into Premier League and back into football in general, thanks to Charlotte FC being in the town. And I kind of really fell in love with the game. And I just kind of really dove in. And this first year has been a lot of fun because I'm learning names. I'm getting deep into fandom. I'm obviously had to still learn the rules and all that stuff. But it's been a great time because I'm watching soccer all the time. I'm watching it at work. I'm watching it when I can.
Work.
You know what I mean? I'm watching MLS every week Saturday. I've been watching the preseason. And it's been great. And then it's starting to dip my toe into other leagues. The Bundesliga, La Liga, Liga MX. So it's a lot of action and it's fun. And I can just watch all the time. Woo! What a chance for Everton right from the goal. The keeper really dove out and saved you with all his body. Literally, like he got headbutted.
Got to put your body on the line for these games. Again, you're not going to get paid to just sit there and dawdle. So, again, coming out a little bit, correcting your goal line, that's all you have to do.
So tell me, how do you feel about the goalkeeper getting just stepped on after? Because obviously it's a close play. If you're literally within a foot of the goalkeeper, and you kind of just your momentum leads you to taking out the goalkeeper. Is that goalkeeper interference if it was a rebound and your guy puts it in his net?
Again, it's usually a bang play where it gets the most when it comes to that. However, I can tell you that if you can get the actual ball, as long as the keeper doesn't have the ball in his hands, you can basically make good contact with it. Again, when it goes up for a 50-50 ball, those calls generally go to the goalkeeper. So we're going to have to see how that goes.
All right, we have a goal, I think.
Now
in the Everton-Fulham game.
Nope, even bigger.
Even bigger, wait. Oh! Brighton with the goal! With the header! Okay. All right. I love Richarlison's celebration. That is hilarious.
Matoma out on the wing, stands the ball up.
Getting up there.
Yep. Standing Solomon March, easy header. Keeper was in no man's land, trying to come out for it to see something. But again, Matoma, man, he was the all-star for Brighton last season, and he'll be the all-star again this season out on that left wing. Dude,
yes.
Plays like a boss. March just needed to be where he needed to be. So, again, deuce with the assist today. So, again, Brighton up 1-0 against Luton.
His pace, Matoma's pace,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I really love. And he just attacks, and it makes it so dangerous and sets up his other guys. All right, rate Brighton's kits. These blue kits.
It's a classic for them. Again, that's been their blue and white colors for a while. Striped out. Again, it's fair. It's not terrible. Luton Town, again, I don't feel like they have very similar. Woo! I forgot to delay 10 seconds, but close call by Luton. Close call by Luton Town. Trying to get even back up the score very quickly. Got another corner coming.
Oh, Ooh. Those moments, those missed opportunities, man. Those hurt. Those really hurt. Ah. Keeper in the right spot place.
Yep, Jason Steele does decent work for Brighton.
I'm excited, man. Next week is going to be a big stream for us. We won't be friends next week.
We ain't friends now. Yeah, Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspurs. It's going to be a fun one. Again, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how Tottenham do tomorrow when they face off against Brentford. Again, that'll be Tottenham away from home. But we'll see how they can cope with Manchester United when they go to face them as well. So,
yeah, United last season started off really slow, and everyone, they were the butt of a lot of jokes early on. And then Ten Hag they figured it out. They got guys in, and they started making a run.
Yep, Ten Hag definitely made a big change to the system that they were playing for Manchester United prior to them.
Oh man.
That's Kaminsky is the keeper, barely keeping Luton alive.
Yeah. That was the post being a good friend.
And again, Everton had one chalked off due to interference, like you just said, with goalkeeper interference. Again, once keeper has the ball in his hand, you basically can't do anything. Very similar to NFL quarterbacks. If you saw this in the preseason game. I think it was one on Thursday. They had like the little brush of the face mask, and they were like roughing the all that kind of good stuff. So again, keeper has the very much that quarterback jersey on in this instance, where they get more benefit of the doubt with their flags.
For sure. All right. I'm at 39.06, and you are at
24, 25, 26, 27. Okay. Yeah, it's about 15 seconds ahead. But again, we have Bournemouth, West Ham. That's still 0-0. Everton, Fulham, again, 0-0. Sheffield United, Crystal Palace, that's 0-0 as well. Again, I think that Crystal Palace is going to have some issues. Tim Howard predicting that Crystal Palace actually get relegated. I don't know if that's directly because of Wilfred Zaha going to Galatasaray, but they don't have their main man, so it's going to be interesting to see how they do cope without those. Those goals that he no doubt has, the pace that he brings, the width that he brings to the field.
Yeah, Zaha's a dog. I think Zaha finished with, 16 goals last year?
More than anybody else, which is, again, what they've done every season since he's been with them, since he got I think Manchester United let him go for close to nothing, if not a free transfer. He got back in 2015, I want to say. So back.
Yeah, that's why. How old is he? He is 30. He is 30. So he's a little bit. He's up there in age, but he's still.
Ooh. Everton cooking. Woo!
My boy got the stride.
Alexander Iwobi, man, making a Gareth Bale-esque run out on the wing. So that's very good.
Good save, though.
Simple save by Bert Leno. Formerly of Arsenal. Also getting that 2-1 victory this morning.
So, do you think, I even hate even talking about this team. Do you think Arsenal has the best goalkeeping combo in the league?
Arsenal, now that they have, getting...
David Reyna and obviously, what's his name?
Aaron Ramsdale was their keeper now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with David Raya, again, I think that I can't remember who was just making this point. I don't know if it was Peter Schmeichel, legendary goalkeeper for Manchester United, or who, but someone was making that point just a couple of days ago of again, David Raya is a top keeper on his own right. He's a number one. So why do you need another number one of Aaron Ramsdale going back and forth every day? So again, competing for each other puts a lot of pressure on the keepers to, be flawless. If not, you'll get dropped. That's not the kind of pressure you want to have on your goalkeeper. But again, very similar to that of the midfield, your defenders, your attackers. If you make a mistake, you're going to be someone that swaps out. So you have that pressure to be better the next game and the next game and the next game.
Right.
So again, that is a very solid core. You want to have your best keepers ready to go. Arsenal are going to have plenty of games to play. Again, Manchester United ended up playing, I think, over 60 games last season because of the 4 different competitions that they were in. So very similar to what Arsenal's going to go through this season as well. So if they can progress, I think they'll have enough games for both of them to go around. But again, do they need 2 top-tier players, paying that top-tier money to both of them? Again, that's how Arsenal wants to spend your money. You do you.
Hey, champagne problems, champagne money. Faux show. Let's see. Shout out to Mr. Spite for the follow here. We appreciate you for following us here. I hate to pile on. Much love. We hope you are here throughout the season because it's going to be a great season. We're going to have a lot of fun all season long. Whether it's Premier League, college football, we're going to be here having the time of our lives. Parties. It's going to be a good year, man. I'm excited. 20 hours a weekend, I'll be watching sports. I'm dedicated to the grind. Matoma got a yellow card.
Yeah, there's been a big crackdown. It's one of the rule changes. We talked about a couple of the big rule changes. One of them is basically you can call it the moral clause. They want players, fans, coaches to be more respectful of their surroundings, of each other. So you're going to see more cards for kicking the ball out, time wasting, which is, unprofessional, surrounding the ref after a bad decision or a questionable decision. That's not going to fly anymore. Mikel Arteta got a yellow card in the Community Shield match against Manchester City last week on the touchline, being just very boisterous and showing that dissent to the referees. He got carded then. And again, fans, zero tolerance on fan interactions, any ism, racism, anything of that nature is just not going to fly this season. So you're going to see a lot more of those cards, a lot more PA announcements of saying, hey, we need to be more respectful of the people that you play with, play against, people that you're sitting next to in the stands. That's what you got to that's what you got to chalk up to. So it's going to be a lot more of those cards coming out. So again, that should hopefully deter it. You might see very similar to the pitch clock in the MLB, pass interference calls in American football, where, hey, you hope that you cut that out a lot in preseason or the early games, and then it levels out throughout the rest of the season, because you hope that players, managers, fans know better now. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we shall see. 1 minute added time for Brighton, Luton, and for Everton, Fulham. Also 1 minute added time. So not a lot of not on target there for Luton.
And that's also an interesting piece of it as well. You won't see it here, but only 1 minute added on for both of these matches. There's also a different timekeeping standards for the Premier League, very similar to that of the Men's World Cup and the Women's World Cup, which is going on right now, that you're going to see a lot more added time for time wasting, things that you don't normally see added on. So 1 minute is very minimal these days. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the rest of these teams do. Bournemouth, West Ham, halftime, 0-0 as well. Everton, Fulham, just going to halftime, 0-0. And Brighton, Luton. Brighton got that 1-0 up. So we'll see how Sheffield and Crystal Palace finish off here at the half. But again, very low energy type way to start off the morning. But again, Nottingham Forest, kerfuffle that they had at the start of the morning. But we're at halftime all around the grounds.
Yeah. Shout out to Matt Turner for signing with Nottingham Forest as well.
Yep, he'll get that play time. He'll be there for 30. He'll be there for 38 games this season. So we'll see how he does against tries to continue to cement his place as the U.S. men's national team starting keeper.
Yeah. How do you feel about him as the keeper for U.S. men's national?
Can't complain too much. Again, would say that we have a couple other keepers that I think could be fine, but again, like Zach Steffen, he has potential. Didn't get much chance to shine for Manchester City. Now down to the championship, I want to say. So that's, again, Matt Turner's the most informed keeper that we have, so we have to stick with him. And again, he'll be 38 games in the Premier League. That he's going to get the best training, keeping it informed that he can do. I'm going to open up for friendlies this time again in a few weeks.
Yeah, I think he's been good for us. I think especially when I think obviously it was a lot of turmoil with him leading the team at the World Cup. Everyone's kind of like nervous about it, but I think he really silenced a lot of his haters. I think he played well and was doing well. So unless a guy comes along, young kid, who knows? I mean, there's some talent in America, so it should be interesting. Yep,
and again, he's playing alongside Ethan Horvath, who's the other keeper that's at Nottingham, so he's with them now. Again, Sean Johnson, alternative, Zach Steffen. Those are the main people I would see being true contenders for that number one spot. But again, Matt Turner hasn't done anything wrong over the past year with the amount of tournaments that he's played. Again, the CONCACAF Gold Cup, the Nations League. So again, I don't think we complain that much.
Okay, so going back to the championship, doing a little bit of some score updates. We got West Brom up 1-0 to Swansea. Watford, Plymouth, 0-0. Southampton 2, Norwich City 3. Let's see. Rotherham, Blackburn, Rotherham 1-0. Preston, Sunderland 1-1. Let's see. Millwall and Bristol City 0-0. Ipswich, I think it's called, 1-0 to Stoke. And then we got Sheffield. What's it? Sheffield Wednesday. 1-0 to Hull. Let's see. Leicester 0-0 to Huddersfield. Huddersfield. Okay. And then Cardiff is losing to QPR. And
Ladies,
Birmingham 0-0 to Leeds. So for your Saturday action as well. So those are your score update. We're going to take a bit of a 5-minute halftime break, and then we'll come back at it. So stay tuned. Go get you something to drink. We'll be right back for some second half action.
retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience for your love with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration, feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it.
And we are back for the second half action. If you guys are on Twitch, I just put up a poll on our Twitch. So let us know. Do you think Luton will score in the second half, or will Brighton keep the clean sheet?
Brighton already starting off strong. Got a corner to start the second half. Everton and Fulham just about to kick off as well.
Yes, indeed. Very excited. I'm just the goal zone.
I think it's critical to point out that Brighton Hove Albion are missing one of their key defenders, Moises Caicedo, and he is stuck in what is the most dramatic, I would say, transfer saga story going on right now, as he's currently sitting in London waiting for a transfer to go through for Chelsea. After Chelsea, he agreed to go to Chelsea. He was like, hey, Chelsea, I know y'all want me. Let's make this happen. But he agreed to personal terms like that earlier this summer. Then Liverpool have come out of nowhere with, I think it's £110 million transfer fee. And Brighton are like, yeah, we'll take $110 million from y'all. Go ahead and let's get this done. Caicedo so close to moving over to Liverpool, but then he was like, "No, let's take a timeout. Let's take a timeout real quick. I think I kind of want to go to Chelsea." So this man is sitting in limbo, not playing this weekend. Chelsea for sure want to get him signed, and of course, there's talks that Todd Bowley, chairman, runner, owner of Chelsea, would love to show him off against the game for Chelsea, who play Liverpool tomorrow. Come on, man. If they can get the transfer done by either side today or tomorrow, to have some kind of announcement before, during, or after the game, now that's the sauce you love in the Premier League.
No, for sure. Yeah, that is because that's also what has been put. That's put a big wrench in the Tyler Adams deal to Chelsea as well. So.
And Romeo Lavia of Southampton as well.
So he's really he messing with people's money.
He's trying to get that bag first, so that's all he cares about.
Yeah, hey, for sure.
He's not gonna have a problem going to. I mean, there's neither is a bad situation for him to go to. Why he wants Chelsea more than Liverpool, not really sure. I think Chelsea's too much of a mess still. Again, I don't think that I have them in my top 4 predictions of this season. Let me double check.
Okay.
Put in my mouth. I don't have them in my top 4 because, again, they just have too many pieces and they don't know what kind of puzzle they're trying to build, right? That Mauricio Pochettino, who just came in this past season, so he's going to be trying to, again, make things work for him, but I don't know if he has all the players he wants, needs, or even needs to have, really. I think, again, squad depth is just too much for Chelsea. When you have too many people on your squad, you really don't know who you want to play favorites with, who is your core team. So again, I don't see them working it out this season. Sure, getting back to maybe some Europa League, maybe a Champions League spot. Again, I don't see top 4 for them, but we'll see how they go.
Yeah, I mean Chelsea's has had a lot of turnovers. They lost a lot of guys. Obviously, new manager, new gaffer, and you gotta, I guess, start fresh, like the rebuild, and so how long is that rebuild going to take for Chelsea? That's going to be the $1 billion question, the $1 billion question, really, because of, you want to be in that top 4, top 5. I think they got a good guy. I mean, he's a good manager. I just think he has to figure out who's his core going to be, and it might take some time. So Chelsea could start off to a bit of a slow start. West Ham with the goal on Bournemouth. Who's that? I can't see his name. Let's see. Let's pull it up. Uh-oh.
Yes, indeed. Jared Bowen, a stalwart player for West Ham. 1-0 up.
Go from distance, too, with a nice upper top bin. Left top bin right there. So, good strike. Good strike.
Yep, solid placement on it. Not much that an outstretched Neto can do for you.
Yeah.
Everton on the offense as well. Nope, offside. We have Sheffield United, Crystal Palace. Have a goal there.
Okay. I'll wait for that to come through. I switched to the goal zone because that's the Brighton Luton game winner, so it's kind of perfect.
Same with me. We have Edouard, who have scored first goal of the season for Crystal Palace.
Oh, okay. Oh! Dang. Missed opportunity for Brighton just now.
Ball's pinging around for Brighton, trying to
Well,
lead.
Breaking news from a Tottenham Hotspur fan, obviously with our captain leaving, a lot of teams in the cap leadership of the Spurs leaving as well this year. Edge has named a new captain for the season, and his name is Heung-min Son. Sonny Boy will be our captain going into the year. So I expected that. Happy for him. He deserves it.
Yeah, Heung-min Son has been, again, a stalwart winger, attacking midfielder for him for a long time. So good for him that he gets that captaincy. He'll be in the starting lineup routinely for him. So it's always a good quality to have in your captain as well. He's level-headed. Again, I haven't seen. Again, I think he's only had one red card since he's been with Tottenham. Cooler minds need to prevail, 99% of the time. But again, we'll give him a pass on that one. So.
Yeah, I love Sonny. He's one of my favorite players, easily. It is tough that we lost our former captain. And yeah,
you think I'll say his name?
I can't yet. Soon. I will soon.
All right, you got another 10 minutes, and I'm gonna bust it up. We need to inform the people. We need to keep the people informed.
We will keep the people informed, but I'm trying to build that suspense so we finally break it down and cry on screen. But yeah, so I'm excited for the Brentford game. I've watched a lot of Spurs preseason. I love what Edge is doing. I love the solid play. Obviously, we still have some backline issues that we need to sort out. Hopefully, Mickey van der Ven can provide some of that physicality. I'm hoping we bring in another center back before the transfer window is over, among other things as well. So I'm excited. I think high possession, a lot of shots on goal, putting a lot of pressure on teams. I think that's going to be exciting football to watch. And I think last year was kind of rough. It was very rough to watch for the Spurs. Just sitting back and just, hunkering down and just waiting to, transition. Which was fun when we had a perfect game to where we were out and about running against Leicester. But it was a lot of times just frustrating because you just shoot your best, and we just wasn't that great defensively. So it was just you got picked apart. I think we let 66 goals last year, which is like the most we've ever did since 2004. I want to
63
say.
goals, and that was, I think, 6th worst in the Premier League. You'll still finish 8th, but you don't get European Championship. You don't get European Cup places like that, so that's why y'all going to be chilling in England for a while. So
Yeah. So, not the best of seasons last year. But hoping for something new. Obviously, a little bit of a rebuild, a little retool with the new manager, and we shall see how everything works out this year. It'll be an interesting season. Obviously, a lot of new faces. James Madison, I'm really, Ashley Madison, I think. The Matters himself is from Leicester. We got him in on transfer this year. I'm really excited to see how he plays with us. He's gonna be a nice attacking midfielder for the Spurs. I don't think he's gonna shock anybody, but I just think he will definitely help. Obviously, losing our captain last year, this year, we're not gonna get that goals from just one person. Obviously, I think we're going to have to see a lot of goals spread out from a lot of people. And with this ad system, I think that is possible. Like, just be attacking and, in front of goal. I think we should see a lot of people contribute.
But you're going to have to hope that happens, because I don't see anybody else. Again, Heung-min Son is going to do fine. Richarlison's got to step up for you.
For sure.
Like you said, James Madison should be fine. Ndombele could probably throw in 2 or 3 for the season. Perisic should be fine. Maybe Lo Celso. Basuma, he's not really the strike force that you'd really want. Højbjerg, but he doesn't really start. I don't think he started towards the end of last season that much.
Yeah, he starts, but it's a good chance that he's going to go to Atletico Madrid. I think
Atletico?
Yeah. That's what the rumors. He's going to be out of there. In Dembele, he's most likely on the way out as well. So Lo Celso, Matters, Basuma, Pepe, Basar are kind of like some of the names were rumored for our midfield this season. I'm really excited for Manor Solomon, the winger that we got from Fulham. We got him from Shakhtar. So it should be interesting. I like how he had a good preseason attacking winger. I think he plays better on the wing than Son. I think Son should play that striker position for us, but we'll see what Ange decides to do for the season. So I'm optimistic.
Somebody's got to be. I'm not.
Yeah.
I think for my preseason predictions, nope, I have. Yeah. So again, I can see them getting into Europe again, but I don't know how. You got your Aston Villa, you got your Newcastle, you got your Fulham, who should be pushing again. Brighton. I mean, there's a lot of top talent that, again, Tottenham could easily just drop into mid-table again and just never be heard from again if they're not careful. But again, £100 million, however much it was for he who shall not be named, that's going to go a long way to get you some quality players here soon. But again, are they going to splash the cast in the next 3 weeks? Like I said, I don't know. Richarlison could easily take over as that top striker for him, but he's got to prove himself.
He does. I mean, I saw him have good. I think he definitely fits well in the Ange system with the high press and be able to have how much work he does at that striker position. So I think it could be a good fit, but he has to finish. He has to stay on sides, for goddamn sake. I mean, he had like, I think he had 5. I would say he had 4 goals. He had a hat trick second game in the preseason, but he had 4 goals. He scored 1 being taken away 2 taken away from just him being offside. So it's just onside, excuse me. So yeah, it's just it can be frustrating, but he does have a lot of talent. So I just want to see him perform.
Mitrovic coming on for Fulham.
Here we go.
See if we could do something. Andres Pereira as well, also coming in.
Oh,
Solid season last season.
the post is not a friendly man today.
Depends on if you got a 4-leg parlay that you have going for you. Get your eyes on everything for a little reason. You're like, oh, that is a good post. Oh, that's not a good post. Pickford being saved by a couple posts.
So let's talk about your preseason rankings for the Premier League. Who is your top 5 you got?
I don't know if I have a top 5. I got my top 4 is always the easy ones. Again, you have
Okay.
City. City should easily go back to back, being the first Premier League team to go 4 in a row. So again, I don't see them being knocked down by anyone really. I have Manchester United getting their stuff together a little bit. It's seeing that second place finish over Arsenal at 3rd. Again, Arsenal, I think they're going to put a little too much emphasis on Champions League. They haven't been in the Champions League for, 6 years, 7 years it's been since they've been in the Champions League. I mean, they've been doing their best, and which is still not good enough to win it in the Europa League. So again, get back to Champions League. Let's see if they can handle that pressure. But again, I have that same inklings about Newcastle, who had a 4th. So again, basically last season, but instead of United and Arsenal, had them swap, but I have Newcastle again going to 4th, which is also the questionable one because Eddie Howe, their manager, saying that they're going to put more focus on the Premier League. But again, you get the Champions League dollars, you start seeing them dollar signs, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is the life. This is what you want to play for, right? So 3 home games, 3 away games for the Champions League. Let's see if they can do anything for it. I think it's going to be a distraction for them. That's why I don't see them having any chance of winning it. However, 4th place would be, again, doing exactly the same thing as they did last season. It's still going to be a win in my books that I would see. Again, getting to the finals of the Carabao Cup, losing to Manchester United. So I still think they should be doing fine. Again, if you want a 5th one, again, it's got to be either Liverpool or Chelsea. Again, Chelsea, I don't see them getting their stuff together. Liverpool still needs to sort out their midfield, trying to get a brand new midfield, essentially. So if I had to pick one, I'd probably say Chelsea, just because I think they have enough firepower, given that they're going to have, I want to say they're going to have absolutely nothing to do in Europe this season, right? What did they finish last season? They finished 12th last season, so there's no European football for them. So they're going to be domestically, stunted in England. So all they can do is hope that they can do well in the domestic cups and then get to a 5th, a 6th place that gets some European tournaments under the belt again for next season. So,
right. Yeah. I don't know. I still see Chelsea being like, I think they'll be better placed in 12th, but I don't see them I'll say them like around 7 to 8 range this year. And that's kind of being nice just to see how well they can gel. Again, it's hard to argue with your top 4 because, those teams have been good. They've been consistent. Obviously Newcastle, I think that is going to be – they were a fun team last year, but now it's like, how can you repeat the success? Were you a flash? Mm-hmm. And so that should be a fun I watched. They got a big test to start the season against Aston Villa. Aston Villa is always a tough team.
Aston Villa were bright last season as well. So again, that's what I'm saying. Those are 2 teams that you wouldn't think of 3 years ago of being European tournament bound, but now they are, and Chelsea are outside looking in. So again, it's going to be hard getting back to the 4th, 3rd, 2nd place now.
So I think
Mitrovic going down. That's not good. Mitrovic giving a signal for a sub. That's not
already going.
Subbed on 5 minutes ago?
Sheesh.
That's not good. Again, Fulham away from home today, so again, stealing a point as it being 0-0, 63rd minute. That wouldn't be a bad way to start the season, but we'll see.
Could this be a legit injury? Is this just a, hey, I'm trying to save myself. I really don't want to be here.
Hey, my man.
So, which is because Mitrovic, I mean, in the championship, to get Fulham up, I think he scored like 41 goals that season for them, like something crazy like that.
He scored a lot.
And yeah, and he was on a good pace to start the year before he got suspended.
Yeah, man, that man was. What was I think he's 8-match or 10-match ban for putting his hands on the official. You can't be doing that, man. Like again, calmer heads got to prevail in that instance. Again, 99% of the time you have to be cool, calm, and collected, and Mitrovic ain't it. So
yeah.
If he does get, like you said, a Saudi-bound move, again, he's being subbed off. Again, only being on for about 5 or 6 minutes. So we'll see if that does have a real negative effect on his transfer, or if it's just I got you.
Yeah. Because Tony Khan's going to have to make some hard decisions. Tony Khan, the general manager of Fulham, and also part of the Jacksonville Jaguars and All Elite Wrestling. I mean, I know he's publicly come out and said he has a stance against Saudi Arabia and the Saudi money offering it, because obviously 2 players they're trying to poach from him. So we'll see how much, if he swallows his pride and lets it happen, or what. Mitchell looked kind of fit. He lost a little bit of weight.
Then we have West Ham up 1-0 over Bournemouth away from home, which would be a good point on the road. 3 points on the road. Fulham, Everton knotted up. Crystal Palace still won up against Sheffield United away from home again, which would be a good win away from home to start off the season. Brighton still won up against Luton.
Shout out to Michael B. Jordan with his ownership of Bournemouth. Not full ownership, but minority.
Yeah,
ownership.
man. I guess I'll get your perspective on that, because that's an interesting one. What's up with all these Americans buying up Premier League clubs? Because you got Burnley. JJ Watt's now a big owner in that, but just announced as well. Dude Perfect just has like a minority stake in them as well. So again, that's another.
Yeah, they're a kit sponsor, I think, too.
Yeah. So again, what's up with that? And then you have again Michael B. Jordan, like you just said, for Bournemouth. Tom Brady's in for who did
it's
Tom Brady?
It's not Sheffield. It's started with S though. Hold on.
Let's see. We have Tom Brady. Meet Tom Brady. It is Birmingham City. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and I think they're in the championship right now.
Yeah.
So he's not too far. If you have a solid season, you can get back up and get that Premier League money. So what do you? Again, I guess to get your take, you think you like Americans buying up Premier League clubs and championship clubs, getting involved?
So obviously, I think it is a trend of people getting into the sports business, and right now we're seeing a boom in sports business where you can make a ton of money with sports, and like it's not just soccer and Premier League and the Champions League. It's like, NFL football, NBA teams. Like you see people getting into this business because obviously the TV deals, these billions of dollars being made, right? But obviously, you can kind of credit to Wrexham with Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds. Kind of, I would say the sexy first pair to buy a soccer club. I would say the first, because LeBron James invested into Liverpool a while ago and all that and make money, but
the commercialization, the sensationalizing it,
right? And so it is an interesting trend. Like I think they do see the benefits that you can make money to and have to be able to own a team. Like I think that's like a dream for me to be able to own a team, like whether it's a football team or what. Like I think that's just a really cool thing to do.
Speaking of owning a team, Brighton are owning Luton. Brighton going to the spot. We got a penalty.
Oh,
Mitoma down the left field, just cooking them.
Oh yeah, that elbow straight into his jaw. Yeah. Here we go. We're going down to the box. What do you think? What do you predict this where this ball's gonna go? Left, right, top bin.
Left, right, center. João Pedro being taken down. We'll see. Again, I don't know who's taking their penalties now. So we'll see. Because Welbeck's still on. Oh, okay. João Pedro's going to take it. think they just picked up João Pedro. I don't think he's been there long. Let's see. João Pedro, they picked up from Watford for 34 million euros. From Watford, again, who in the championship. So he's been scoring goals for the Watford down in the championship long enough. Let's see, João Pedro. I'll let you give the news.
João Pedro, go! Bottom right finish, got enough pace on the ball, gets past the goalkeeper, and Brighton are up 2-0 right now.
Yep, Kaminsky had a good dive for it. It was just well placed, good pace on it. Good penalty. We've seen a lot of penalties over the Premier League US Tour, the Women's World Cup, the Leagues Cup. A lot of bad penalties taken, a lot of really good penalties taken. So that's more art than science in some instances, but definitely some good penalties that are being put through recently. So that's always fun.
I do find that getting your penalty and hitting it like straight at the goalkeeper is kind of like, it's kind of genius because obviously I think a lot of trends are left to right. So that especially if you have a goalkeeper who is going to anticipate jumping with quickness, like hit it straight back at him, it's just like, dang, can't beat that. Unless you're
the anticipation for it. The anticipation for it, again, you're supposed to, I think goalkeeper coaches are telling their keepers to react, don't anticipate, you have to react to it. So when it comes to going some way, they're going to dive one way or the other. So going right down the middle is an approach to take. As someone has done that in a previous life. It didn't work out for me, but it happens. But there are times where it could for sure work to your advantage with someone just diving the other way.
Yeah.
The lineups for this afternoon's game should be coming in very shortly.
Yes,
for Newcastle versus Aston Villa. No, we do have it.
Oh, we got it?
Again, Alexander Isak up top for Newcastle. Miguel Almiron, formerly of the MLS. Bruno Guimaraes. Oh, the big man, the big signing, Sandro Tonali. Starting in his first Premier League matchup for Newcastle. Aston Villa got Ollie Watkins, of course, Leon Bailey. Moussa Diaby has a good pickup this offseason. Douglas Luiz. Martinez in goal, the World Cup winner. So, again, spicy game at 12:30 Eastern, Newcastle, Aston Villa.
Yeah, definitely a must-watch game. Looks like we got some substitutions. Yes, my guy is coming on! Djuma for Everton. I'm excited. I just love him, man. I follow him on Twitter, and he's just, his attitude. Like, one thing that he did, even though he had a tough spell at Spurs, Antonio Conte never given this man one thought whatsoever. But he just kept training, kept smiling, putting in extra work. It's hard not to fall in love with that. So I hope he has.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Was it worth it, though? Was the substitution worth it?
That doesn't look like it.
Was it worth it? The 73rd minute, we got Fulham up 1-0 away from home.
Big steal of those two extra points.
Cordova Reed. I think it was Andres Pereira who made the run, played it across the front of the goal. Cordova Reed makes it simple. 1-0.
My mini tangent. That's what we like at Charlotte FC. Someone actually fill the fucking lane and be on that back post. God, so many times I scream at the TV. There's no one who fills in, just goes. And it's we'll get two guys in the box and that'd be it. And I'd be like, dude, where's the midfielders coming to attack? Oh, sorry. It's good to finally see a team do that. You know? Obviously a premier team.
So we got goals in all the games so far. Again, Brighton up 2-0 after the penalty converted by João Pedro, 75th minute. West Ham still up 1-0 over Bournemouth. Fulham now up 1-0 over Everton. Again, away from home. Crystal Palace also away from home, beating Sheffield United 1-0. The away teams, besides Brighton, are starting the year off strong. Again, newly promoted side of Sheffield United. So, again, that's a little bit. And, again, Luton Town, recently promoted, so you can't knock them too much. But, again, Everton, not looking good for them. Again, Fulham's goal helped with the parlay, but I need Luton to, pick things up now. I gotta pick things up.
I feel you. How do you feel about now that online sports gambling will be legal in North Carolina?
North Carolina's going to be very interesting to see if they put up in kiosks in Bank of America Stadium. That's going to be fun. Also interesting, are they going to who's going to buy the rights to Bank of America Stadium? Because again, disclaimer, used to work for Bank of America, so I like the names of it sounding. But again, BOA playing at the bank. I like the name. I don't know why they're not re-upping on it, or maybe they're going to try to get a new contract deal. I don't know, but I think it'll be interesting to see what they rename it. But again, with sports betting, it's going to be, again, you can't stop it now. As you've seen in the NFL, you just saw the Phil Mickelson, those reports out about what his betting is on. So people would do it all day, every day through bookies, through offshore accounts. Now they're able to do it legally across the United States as they continue to peel that onion back throughout each of the states. So here in North Carolina, there's good, there's bad, there's ugly. But again, I'm for it just because I think it's something fun. I see it as something fun for games that you normally, again, may or may not be all that excited for. But at the same time, it gives you a little bit of good way of interacting with people as well. So if you ever go to a sports book, go to a casino, you're gonna have buddies on your side. You have buddies gonna be against you. So it's a good, again, that kind of fun competition you can have with people. So I'm always for that. Brighton putting the hurting on Luton. Pedro down the wing, down up the middle. Oh, come on, Matoma.
Yeah, sports betting does make the mundane, second tier games more fun when you got a little something going on. You got a little wager going on with it. So
good. Again, everything in moderation. It'll be.
Oh, for
I
sure.
think it'll be just fine.
So also kind of going back to the two previous conversations we had ago about guys getting into buying teams. I'm here for it because I think for at least for football, I like that a lot of American business people and athletes are getting into it to where I think it can bring more eyes on the team. Obviously, I had no idea who Wrexham FC was until they did that. So until Ryan McElhenney bought the team, and I'm invested. And so I think it's a good thing. I think it brings more eyes on these clubs who's been around who's been around for a while, and I think it'd be cool. And I think it'll grow the sport in America, which I think it is going down, but I think it's going to really kind of rapidly increase interest, and we can see the next generation of guys really take a leap of the talent we have here. So,
speaking of ownership, the ref is owning this spot. We got a penalty for Luton Town. Back in the Premier League for the first time ever.
Handball.
Looks like it's a handball in the box. I think it's Lewis Dunk, but he's Lewis Dunk. Oh, had that back, got that elbow.
Yeah.
People's elbow. We got a penalty coming again. VAR will do its job, but it'll be interesting to see if they overturn this. I don't think they will. Again, it's an outstretched arm. It's technically in a natural position, but if you tuck your arms in, you have a better chance of that. So if not, we'll see who's taking the penalty. Teeth Chong. I'd like to see Teeth Chong shine here for Luton. Again, they got the VAR going, so we'll see how that goes.
Teeth Chong, what a name.
Tahith Chong. Yeah, Tahith Chong, formerly Manchester United player, came to the academy. Got that hair that everyone wants to have. But I'm jelly of it for sure, but we'll see. Maybe an offside in the build-up. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Looks like
looks like it's
going lined up.
Looks like it's going.
I think that it looks like he's lined up for the PK.
Also, Mitrovic stayed on for Fulham. I was sure that they were going to sub him out.
Yeah.
Mitrovic just stayed on. There's no way you're ahead of me.
Hey, I found a way.
This guy.
I found a way.
Hey, the stutter step. Carlton Forest.
He hit the. Ooh, that stutter was vicious, actually. Sheesh. I love it. You love it.
Luton Town up to start in trouble here again. 81st minute, down 2-1, away from home. Again, I wouldn't be upset with that 2-2 now. I wouldn't be upset with that 2-2 now.
I bet you would.
I need some help at where do I need some help at? I need Sheffield United to score a goal at home. I mean, come on, let's get to work here. But again, Brighton should be able to see this out. Again, all that pressure has really been coming from the wing play. Again, Teeth Chong doing some great work in the midfield. But again, Brighton should see this out. But conceding a penalty like that, you ain't gonna help yourself any.
Yeah.
Everton's still unable to make any real big headway.
Yeah, they got possession in their half, but they're trying to, just not be able to get anything. Fulham's on the attack now.
Bournemouth, West Ham, we got a goal.
Okay. Who scored?
Let's see if they update it. Again, might be a VAR check, might be a slight delay. Let's see what we got going there. This way you have all these multiple screens because you got to check in on all the scores. Come to you right here. Hate to pile on every Saturday until CJ has no more Saturdays in him.
Oh, good save there.
Let's see what we got here. It is Bournemouth, West Ham, 1-1.
Okay. Okay, there they got the replay here. I think the goalkeeper got his ankles taken.
Yeah, he committed way too soon for it, really. He didn't come out, didn't make himself big, he made himself flat. Dominic there. Again, just dancing in on it. Again, that's what being a top four is about, having that good first touch, taking it away from the keeper a little bit. Yeah, Solanke, I think, is well needed for the goal to start off the season. Bournemouth 1-1, 85th minute. Still need a little bit of help on the parlay, but go on. So again, getting back to the ownership, it's interesting you mentioned again with the TV deals, the sponsorship, the revenue, everything like that. Did Michael Jordan sell too soon? Because that new NBA contract, TV contract, is coming up here soon. So I think he sold too soon.
There is some conspiracy theories about
conspiracies.
There's some conspiracy theories.
No.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but there's a rumor that people think that the reason why he sold the Hornets is because he's broke and he gambled all of his money and he gambled the Hornets away, or he used the Hornets as collateral to get to pay back a lost bet.
Ooh, interesting.
The rumor. So
again, very similar to Phil Mickelson. They've been plenty of rumors about his gambling. So again, that wouldn't be surprising, but
and I think that puts the game to bed.
There goes the parlay.
Tough. That's tough.
Tough. Oh man.
Good play. Good ball down to the box.
Simon Adingra.
That's good awareness right there.
From Côte d'Ivoire. Again, João Pedro being taken down. Bournemouth doing a terrible job of trying to clear it. Matoma just puts it right in the center.
Very bad job of clearing it out.
Gosh, twice they did a terrible job of clearing it out. Who was that couldn't clear out when they needed to?
I think that was 17-4.
Yeah, 17.
Damn.
Pele Panzu. Gotta just clear it out, man.
They had that camera straight on that man's face for 10 seconds. You gonna see who messed this up.
Bruh. That's a shame. Everton trying to get one back. Ooh, big save. Big save. Neto doing his job. Yep, Brighton up 3-1, 86th minute. Again, like I said, they should be able to put the game away. But maybe they're going for more. Being at home, first game of the season. Let's see what they can do. Whoa! Wrap around. Goalkeeper Post was the best friend at the moment.
Yeah. Good old Post Malone. I think he just dropped a new album. I didn't listen to it. Yeah. All right, since we're getting close to the end here, let's talk about it, shall we?
We have the theme music for it?
I don't.
Oh.
It's fine. It's fine. This man right here, Harry Kane, has left
Harry Kane.
Tottenham Hotspur. One of our own, they say. There for 19 years through the academy. All-time goal scorer for the club. I think he was, 47 goals away from the all-time Premier League record.
It's not far off.
And it sucks. Honestly, I kind of fell in love with Harry Kane last season. The year before, I kind of watched a lot of Sun. So those are obviously two of my favorite players for the team. He's done a lot for this team. And I can't be mad at it because it's sad. It's sad. But I can't be mad at the fact that the Spurs didn't do enough to secure his future there. Didn't win anything. I mean, they was in the Champions League finals 2021 and just couldn't finish it. And so if there was a few different circumstances that happened, if they would have won that match and, that would be – he could probably still be there. He would have re-signed his contract, new deal, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. And it's just, a organizational failure, to be honest with you. But listen, I hope that Harry Kane and Byron, except against Dortmund, do really well this season. I will watch. I will be there to watch the game. It's going to be weird. I already saw him in the Byron, uni, and it's just it just feels weird. But, hey, much success. I hope he wins the Champions League. I hope he wins the Bundesliga. I hope he races those titles and have a good time. I hope he scores 40 goals, except against Dortmund. And so, yeah. So, there it is. One of the best players ever for Tottenham Hotspurs, gone.
Yep. Again, who's going to replace those 30 goals that he scored? I have no idea. Getting great server to the England national team as well, so he'll get his reps that he needs to while he's in the Bundesliga. Again, should be another cakewalk of sorts for Bayern to win the Bundesliga. Again, came down to the very last day last season, very critical. Just happened it was 3 months ago in May that
they need to start Gio Reyna. Oh my God, that was so. This man contributed to both of the 2 goals he scored within 10 minutes to get them. That's that one. I was watching that game, and that's when I became a fan of Dortmund. Obviously, Gio Reyna is one of my favorite players, so obviously I'm gonna be a fan of that team and just that atmosphere. Holy shit! 80,000 at that stadium is I don't know the name, but that place.
Allianz Arena.
Say that again.
Allianz Arena.
Oh, I need a couple more weeks before I can even attempt to pronounce that.
I'll spell that out phonetically for you.
Yeah. But, Bundesliga is fun. I need to watch more. Obviously, also another guy that I really like that I try to pay attention to is Ritsu Doen, who plays for Freiburg. Yes. Freiburg.
Yeah, Freiburg.
Yeah. He's also a Japanese footballer that I tried to Ritsu Joen. I tried to follow as well. I really like his game. Young 24-year-old footballer. Hopefully, he gets a chance to make it to the Premier League one day if he continues to up his quality. But yeah, I haven't decided on a La Liga team yet, so I got to watch some more La Liga this year. Which
Next year will definitely be something when Mbappe goes to Real Madrid. The saga of Mbappe this summer has been fun as well. He is not in the matchup for. He's not in their first matchup for the game they have today or tomorrow. I can't remember. I think it's the day that PSG play. But Mbappe, Neymar, Verratti, I think as well. None of them are in the starting lineup. Again, Mbappe trying to force a move to Real Madrid, who they've already. He says again, reports is that he's already committed to joining them next season. But he has 1 year left with PSG. PSG refusing to start him or play him at all if they know they're top dollar for him, which he is worth top dollar. But similar to Harry Kane, you got 1 year left in your contract. Either leave now for some money or we're going to run to that contract, which is what a player would love to do. Make that huge money. Again, that's always a big thing for it as well. You don't have to make your new club pay top dollar transfer fee. Put that in my wages. I want that sign-on bonus and them top-tier wages. So that's what Mbappe will for sure get at Real Madrid when he goes next season. So it'll be interesting to see what he does this season at all. If they really do bench him the whole time.
Yeah, and I think I saw PSG already using the tactic of you're really going to leave for free to and it'll make a lot of people lose their jobs. Try to really guilt this man into
they did do that, right?
And so it's kind of messed up. But who knows who's going to be the team that wants to keep him on a 1 year? Like, obviously, Saudi Arabia is trying to do it. I think Al Nassr was the team that was trying to. But
I think Liverpool were also on that, Arsenal as well. So there have been reports of plenty of teams willing to say, give me that top tier talent for 1 year. We promise you we'll let you go to your team.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see if they do that. But again, they'd have to kick back something to PSG. So how much of a loan fee are you going to pay for that?
Yeah, good point.
And here's what I was talking about here for the time management. Bournemouth, West Ham have 6 minutes of stoppage time. Fulham, Everton, 6 minutes. Crystal Palace, Sheffield, 5 minutes. Brighton, Luton, 7 minutes. So they're trying to tackle all this extra time wasting for injuries, for substitutions, for goal kicks, for how long it takes to take a penalty kick even. All that gets added up and be like, we'll tack that on at the end because they want to have actual playing of the ball. That time moved up because historically over the past 4 or 5 seasons, it's just been on a steady decline of how much actual ball in play, something actually going on. That time has been steadily decreasing.
Yeah. And we're seeing that here already, week 1.
Luton trying to put some pressure back on. Maybe try to get a second. I think it's a little too late to win it, but just trying to save face for their first season ever in the Premier League.
Yeah, try to put something together to find some chemistry to possibly put into the next game. Maybe we could try to work something till we can find something on tape and then work to exploit it next week. Yeah, it's still, a lot of time in the Everton-Fulham game, obviously, Fulham's up 1-0, but that's not, Fulham, they just lost possession there, but you got the bolt holes a little bit more tighter in this game where there's only a 1-goal difference.
Yeah, so what's like Alex Ferguson calls squeaky bum time.
I love it. You love it.
Everton. Oh. Ooh. Puts it wide. Danjuma. I think the keeper tried to save it outside of his box, too. Am I wrong on that? Offside.
A flag went up?
Yeah.
Dang. See, that came up on for sure. Oh, I like they got kicked as their kit sponsor. And this game is completely over now.
Brighton Hove Albion centers it. that March again? No, that's is that DeBrickashaw Ferguson?
It is Ferguson.
That's Evan Ferguson, man. That's the guy that was supposed to be. They thought he was going to be the next Holland, or he was supposed to be Holland, like essentially last year because he's a tall dude. He has pace and stuff like that. They think he's supposed to be some domesticated Holland. Evan Ferguson, of course, of Ireland, not the Republic of Ireland, so he's Irish. So, again, trying to make a name for himself in England. But, yeah, for sure, it's over 4-1 now.
Beautiful sliding kick in to the back post. I mean, that's...
Yeah, you got to be out there. You got to outstretch. Have to make contact.
Especially with those long legs. I mean, it was hard for him to do it.
Yeah, he's 6 foot, so, again, he's no giant, but you don't need much here in the Premier League because you have to be strong. And again, 6 foot, give you $170, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Again, Everton still knocking at the door, trying to make something happen. Nope. Full time, West Ham, Bournemouth, 1-1. Again, West Ham getting a point on the road. Drop those 2 points though.
Yeah.
Still trying to see if Crystal Palace can hold on to the 1-0 victory. And again, like I said, Fulham as well, trying to hold on to 1-0 victories away from home, which would be critical for them.
Good start. Got about less than 30 seconds.
Yep, overall good performance by Brighton. I don't think they had too much out of place. Penalty was unfortunate to concede.
Yeah.
VAR didn't help them out with the double check for the arms that are on natural position. But again, Brighton are strong. I don't see why they can't finish top 6, top 7.
Where did Brighton finish last year? They're in Europe, right, this year?
Brighton Hove Albion finished in... Brighton last season finished in 6th. So they're in, should be Europa League.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, Brighton looks good. 4-1 victory over Luton.
Yep, Crystal Palace ended up finishing 1-0 over Sheffield United. Again, 1-0 away from home. Everton Fulham just at 6 minutes of stoppage time, so that should wrap it up here, unless there's a late winner. Ooh, big blow. But again, Pickford, I mean, he'll be easily taken up from the championship if they get relegated this season, but yeah, I don't see them doing too much to keep themselves up this season, so we'll see how it goes.
Final time for Fulham. Good. Hey, I know I'm a fan of Spurs, but I do kind of root for Fulham because I am a fan of Tony Khan, and I'm also I like the way this Brighton team is playing. This Brighton team is exciting. They will pose a big threat to a lot of teams, so. Should be a fun season to watch, man.
What's next on the docket for Hate to Pile On? Got anything later today? Okay, we got preseason coming up here, so we're going to have any preseason coverage for the season kicks off?
Well, last night, Commanders played the Browns. Good game. A lot of good stuff I saw from Sam Howell. Tonight, the Panthers played the Jets. Aaron Rodgers and company are in town. I think it's a home game.
4 p.m. Eastern here in the Carolinas. Yes, sir. Tighten up. 1 p.m. Eastern versus the Bears.
So I'll be watching those games. Won't be streaming. We're going to save a lot of that stuff for regular season. But we are watching. We're getting ready for fantasy football. Lock and loaded. We got our eyes peeled on a lot of these rookies and who's poised to make a big break. We got a dynasty league. We will have our draft coming up soon. Also, we have a second tier league. Actually, not second tier, but a second league that's a standard redraft league that we will be drafting as well soon. We're looking for a couple more spots for our fantasy football. We got we're trying to do a 16-man league, $20 buy-in. You'll get the prize plus a nice little banner, which all our winners got last year. So want to hang up to the Raptors if you would like. And it's going to be an exciting league. I think we're up to 12 or 13 people right now, I want to say. So
Sounds fun.
You interested in fantasy football? Do you play?
We'll talk offline. We'll see how it goes.
All right, just hey, we'll talk. But yeah,
got enough fantasy Premier League to worry about.
for sure. I mean, that's gonna be 2 of probably 17 leagues I'm gonna be in this season. So
Plus, again, it runs for 10 months out of the year, man. You got to give all your focus on that. Football, that takes 4 or 5 months. Then you're like, yeah, we're basically done. You got to give 10 months of your life to fantasy Premier League now.
Oh yeah, that and also fantasy. I do fantasy baseball. I'm still doing that. So I've been playing that since like March.
Another 7 months of your life.
Yeah. So I mean, fantasy is all year round. I never stop. Fantasy never stops for me. The Albany Booty Clappers here, our official shirt for this season. We're doing good. We're gearing our team up for the playoffs. So we're geared up for the playoffs coming up soon. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We do have September 2nd is our first college football watch along. College football is going to be our big watch alongs this year. We'll have a bunch of guests, a lot of fun games, all that coming up September 2nd. 2 watch alongs that day, Colorado versus TCU. And then at night, 7:30 game, South Carolina versus North Carolina at the bank. That should be a very fun matchups to watch. And we're excited, man. We're back in action. We're doing the damn thing. We'll be back next Saturday morning to watch Spurs versus United. That's going to be – we'll see. I don't know. I haven't seen Spurs play yet. Tomorrow we'll play. United plays Monday?
We play Monday against Wolverhampton Wanderers.
So – yeah, we both are waiting to see our teams play week 1, so we'll see how that matchup goes. But I'm excited. It should be a good time. It'll be a lot of fun. Maybe we'll be in pain. I'm already in pain. I'm trying to be, keep the smile on my face, smile through the pain. But thank you, Eric. Any final words before we get out of here?
Nope. Thanks for having me. Again, hopefully Manchester United start the season off well with the victory on Monday. Again, Charlotte FC, hopefully we can get back to some winning ways and transform that from the Leagues Cup to the MLS season to finish strong, get a playoff spot. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Heck yeah, playoffs in Charlotte. We haven't seen it in a really long time.
We've seen it yet.
So, thank you guys for hanging out with the watch along. Make sure you're following, subscribe to this video. Tell your friends, come hang out. Let's have some more fun next week. And, have a great rest of your day, guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch you next week. Peace out.